So Wallo went on to say that he don't support black businesses first. It's a hustle, it's a finesse, and essentially that it's a gimmick, And if you ask me, Wallo was totally lost in the sauce, and he had a bunch of talking points as to why he don't support, black businesses first and foremost. He said, if you got a restaurant, is it clean? Do you got good food? Do you got good shit? While you know that you got to have good products or services. Being an FBA business rather is the deal closer for me, that solidifies the deal because you could have an Asian business and a black business, and both of them got the same products or service and the same type of quality of service. Call me what you want, but I'm going with that FBA business right off the bat, first and foremost. Sue me because our group of people been that group that were misused, mistreated, and constantly suppressed in a country that we built, which is America. So yeah, call me what you want. And the question I want to pose to Wallo is, since you got all these talking points and demands for black owned businesses to meet on your checklist that you must check off, do you got these same questions and demands for the dominant white society when you go patronize their business? I could tell you for sure as hell, you don't, because some black folks just hold unfair standards and the bar so high for black businesses to meet, in order for them to support them, which I don't rock with, but I don't watch Wallo and Gilly's platform, but I know they do like motivational speaking and stuff because truth be told, the majority of the platforms that I watch, they got to be bringing some kind of, black empowerment and, speaking life to black people, but I got the audio and the video of Wallo up there sounding coonish, if you ask me, and we're gonna walk through and talk about it how we normally do, family. But ain't a damn thing wrong with supporting black-owned businesses first and foremost, because what this does is it empowers our group. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Us, oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Now. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that.
Sure, you got to have good products or services, but there is brothers and sisters out there that will support black-owned businesses, first and foremost. But let's continue.
Shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good?
Now, the question I want to pose to Wallo is, would he have 101 questions, that he was asking, to somebody from the dominant white society or to non-black people? Because this is what I'm saying. Some black folks, hold unfair, standards in terms of black businesses. Everything got to align. The stars got to align. Everything got to fall in alignment down a list of things to check off in order for them to support them, which is a bunch of nonsense. But let's continue.
Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Well, fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them millions where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finesse.
But Wallo and Gilly platform is, it's funded by, the dominant white society. So they got, corporate backing from the dominant white power structure. So in all actuality, they got to say things to appease them every so often to keep them happy, But let's continue.
That's off some black shit, but one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake-ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the ghetto.
Yeah, enough of that, family. But the reason I'm supporting black-owned business first and foremost is because it's practicing group economics and empowering your community, first and foremost. And if we, empower our community, this means, we rise in prominence and social status, in, society. This means, added insulated protection from race soldiers and mistreatment. Now our people got the ability, to get, some sort of, fair and balancing, and, have the ability to punish and hold these race soldiers accountable. They might still do what they do, but at least we got, an added advantage of, added protection from empowering our group, and it also offers, how our brother Carmelo Anthony, is being railroaded right now. Now we got the financial backing we need, to get, the innocent acquitted of those charges. We got the power to get them off. We got money to put behind him. And, also with, practicing, group economics and us supporting black owned business, this thing will roll out all over the nation. You'll have, tons of FBA brothers and sisters supporting one another, but of course they got to have good products or service, but it gets us to look at, stop looking at I and start looking at it as we, and playing as a team, because that's why the Jewish community got so much power to hold, people accountable that, try to say and, things up against their community. They don't think, twice about doing something to the Jewish community because they know they behind to be taxed if they say anything about the Jewish community, and they'll be held accountable. So in that regard, we'll also have, the power to punish those who think they're going to get out here and say and do whatever the FBA society will have the power to hold those accountable. So yeah, I'm supporting black owned businesses all day, every day. And, if you ask me, Wallo sounds foolish and coonish. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.